The time is nigh. Open up your eyes to see the signs of the times. Got to be wise to all of their lives. Look to the skies from where my help comes. Wake up, got to wake up from the slumber. Don't let them pull you under. Rise up above the water. Never let them wrestle you into the mud.
Yes, we on, family. Greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, Empress Reserve Menin. Yes, family, y'all already know it's one perfect balance. Give me a sound check, family. Give me a sound check. How we sung out there in cyberspace. I sincerely hope everybody's having a good day, or had a good day, had a wonderful weekend. Today is Marvelous Money Making Monday. Marvelous Money Making Monday. And we on it. We on. So all passengers boarding politically incorrect, please exit at gate. What gate is this? Gate 9. Getting ready to board this flight. Take a short, quick trip across the region. Gangs of the Caribbean, what is going on? I just want to touch on a few things, really. And I've been hearing some conversations. I've been noticing some stuff. And I just want to, bring something up. Food for thought. Yeah, there was a movie a few years back that was called Get Out. You remember that movie? For those who've seen it, there was a teacup involved and a spoon. I'm going to stir this cappuccino. Yeah, I'm drinking cappuccino. Yeah, someone was telling me, how is it possible I drink cappuccino to go to sleep? People say caffeine's supposed to keep you up. I don't know. It's a once in a blue thing. But for some reason, it puts me to sleep. It does the opposite. I don't know how that works. But anyhow. So, Gangs of the Caribbean. Oh, man. I'm going to show some video tonight. It might be familiar to some, not all. But, yeah. I got to shout out the family in SKB. I see you. It's an honor to have you here. Give thanks, family. Speaking of gangs in the Caribbean, right? We're going to touch on something. Might be a little sensitive for some. I'm going to show some footage as well. Might be a little sensitive for some. So let me just give you a little heads up on that real quick. So go tell a friend if they're not locked on already. Go lock on, because we're going to discuss something. In fact, I might even open the phone lines for those who might want to call in from abroad, from over and abroad. Let me see, where is it? Let me just plug this in real quick. The number is on the screen. I think we're doing a blue team tonight, so we're gonna have to fix this, man. I don't remember how to do that though. I don't even remember. Let me see if I can touch this real quick. Do some touch up. Yeah, there you go. Going in the blue. So that's what's up, family. Gangs of the Caribbean. A lot of stuff is going on in Barbados. A lot of stuff is going on in Trinidad, Jamaica. St. Kitts like I said, been doing the work. I'm sure that other islands are having similar experiences. Haiti is a conversation I want to bring up tonight. A few months ago, about 6 or 7 months ago, they had this whole Kenya coalition with the Caribbean troops going in there to keep the peace. Well, I got a little update on that, and we're going to look at that as well. Like I said, some of the videos will be sensitive. Plus, I'm going to take some footage from this guy, what's his name? Christmas List. And I want to show you some other stuff too. Y'all could kind of read between the lines. I don't know. But he said something. He did something I thought was interesting. I'm just going to play the video. Y'all let me know what you're thinking about it. So we're going to get into it because we're running a little late. I know folks got work in the morning. I know folks in UK, it's a different time space. So I don't want to keep the folks up too late. But Sexy D, we see you. Greetings to you too, family. Greetings as always, already. Shout out to all the family that be coming in, locking on. Yo, you late, bro. I know, right? I know. Dealing with some family. It is. Shout out to the family. Give thanks, family. Peace and love to you. Greetings, Pedro. King Alfred. Locked on from Brooklyn. Brooklyn in the house, no doubt. Yeah, we're going to discuss some things. Like I said, it's going to be a little sensitive. And believe it or not, I have a document here, although you have to kind of log on and to get the information, the details. I didn't create an account. I'm trying to see if I can just extract this information from the page. It talks about the national debt from 2019 to 2029. There's projections. And believe you me, it might surprise you all where the number is at. So this is, all this is relative, because whenever you see problems in the Caribbean and gangs and violence and crime, trust me, there's a money issue behind that. The key is to always follow the money. You follow the money, you're going to find the problem or find the root of the problem. So we're going to do that a little tonight. We're going to touch on it and make sure you go, like I said, go tell a friend to tell a friend. We in the building, and is that kind of time. Okay, let me just pull this off the screen here, King. Let me just go jump right into this. I said the time. Now, where do I want to start, though? Where's the best place to start this? Because, okay, you know what? Let me pull this up from early. The money matters. The money matters. And I'll tell you why money matters. You know, where do we go? We should go back. We should go back. And we're going to go back. One of the things that we got to pay attention to, someone was telling me recently that they find that, you know, I'm always speaking about he who should not be mentioned, although I do mention him. And it's like, well, I don't get it, because I'm not speaking about an individual. I'm speaking about someone who has put themselves in a position of a political opposition. And so I'm speaking about the political arena, period. There's no one above the other, or one greater than the other, or one I give more support to or less than. You know, as individuals, if we can't deal with this situation, I mean, respectfully, well, if we can't be critical and question society, anybody that's in a position of governing, or what they call administrative government or leadership, if we can't question them, well, we have an issue. And right now we are heading towards some serious issues that are not even being looked at and discussed, or at least, well, to my knowledge. I mean, let's put it that way. And I think some credit needs to be given to those who do find the time to question. You know, I was talking to some guys this morning, some colleagues, and they were talking about, you know, the spraying, they spraying us with chemicals and stuff. And my thing is that may very well be true. But unless we're going to live in a bunker and don't come out for the next 30, 40 years, well, we can't really think about that in the way we have been taught about it. You know, I don't promote the fear. What I tell people is that, well, what I told the brethren this morning is the same thing. But we've been poisoning ourselves before they were spraying us. You know, the pesticides and the food, herbicides, whatever else. A lot of these aerosols, some of the deodorant we wear, poisonous. A lot of the food we eat is poisonous, it's toxin. And believe it or not, a lot of these things affect how we function, how we make decisions, how we interact with each other. You know, so there's a correlation between all of these little elements. And so although the conspiracy theorists may say that, yes, they spraying the land and poisoning the land with the planes, they didn't have to. We did it ourselves. You ask any farmer who go and buy Massey, Roundup, whatever chemicals they sell it. Yo, look, I know one farmer, he was telling me he spends over $50,000 a year on chemicals. I'm gonna say that again. He said to me that the price is going up. So he was kind of worried about how he gonna deal with this, because he said right now on my farm, he has a few acres, several. He says he spends close to $50,000 a year in chemicals, spraying pesticides, herbicides, whatever side you could think of. All that liquid, and these are big bottles being poured into the ground. Although you're spraying it as a mist, believe you me, it's going into the ground. And brother was saying he find the food isn't yielding as much as it used to, and I'm like, yeah, the microbials are dead. The soil is almost dead, so there's no minerals or nutrients. Although the food is not even yielding, even the food is malnourished. If that makes sense, it's crazy. And so when you eat malnourished food, or food that has low nutrients, then you become malnourished. Although you're eating, your stomach might be full, your body isn't getting the adequate amount of minerals and nutrients it needs to help develop, the mind to develop, especially as young people, young children growing up. That's a problem. And we may not even look at it like that, but we are our own enemy. Gangs in the Caribbean. Why these gangs even exist? How come these young men and young women find themselves in this position of making unwise decisions according to the status of society? Well, because, like I said, a lot of poor decision is a factor. However, circumstances aren't that way by chance. It may be a bit more by design. So let me go into this first and drop this thing right here that I think is relevant. Let me go to this first, because let me just get this out the way, because this right here, I'm gonna give you the link to this page as well. Go tell a friend to tell a friend, family. Let me share this. Let me copy the link, because I don't know if they allow me to take it down, because I went back to it on another page and they won't give me access. But I still have this one open. Thank goodness I opened multiple pages. And so I was able to see this one and capture this. Good night to you too, Maria. Greetings to you. You know, again, more strength to you and the family, considering the circumstances and what you're going through at this point in time. Also, the clothing you are wearing too. That's right. That's right. They say this lot of spraying started in the 80s. Yeah, it had been going on for decades. So if they recently started spraying the air, that's why folks coming out with respiratory issues, believe you me, they could literally throw sand in the air, we'd probably catch a cough, because our immune is so compromised with all the food that is compromised that, trust me, you know, it ain't even, I mean, they tell us all these things, so we are looking left, meanwhile we're looking in the wrong direction. And right here, right on our noses, this thing is happening right in front of our face. So, you know, I'm not saying don't pay attention to some of the voice notes, and yeah, let me just leave it at that, because I don't want nobody to say I'm targeting any particular individual. You know, they're quick to call my name. I'm gonna leave that out. But what I'm saying is that although all that may very well be true, I'm not saying it is or it isn't. I'm simply saying that we are our own enemy. We suffer for lack of knowledge. And that's really what our issue is. And it's time that we unlearn a lot of what we were told and, you know, relearn as well, because our children and our children's children's lives depend on it. They're watching us. So we got to teach them the way to do this a much better way. We can't rely on these ministers who in most cases don't have a clue what they're doing either, depending on the so-called civil servants. And we know that go already. It's a whole nother conversation. But let me share this link with you, add this to the page. Now, if you're watching this and you can see this, let me sort of get this as large as possible. Let me see if I could slide in here somewhere in the cut. All right, so this is what it looks like, this briefly. This is Barbados national debt for, from 2019 to 2029. Now they give a projection, but look, this goes back, like you said, you know, at the time. By the way, this is in billions in US currency. So these numbers represent US. And you can see 2019, you know, when the administration came in, this is where the debt would have been at. Now these statistics are from this website. Let me go ahead and post the website so y'all go check it out. The site here is it seems very official based on the research I was doing, but you know, the internet is interesting place. Nevertheless, the numbers and the research, and they even quote the source of the information. So it's connected to some other places. This site is interesting, but I didn't register. They asked for a lot of information and stuff, but I don't know, you know it is. So I managed to capture this. So go ahead and get it if you can. Download the PDF if you want to, if you have access to the page, or you decide to go further and do some more research. But they show from 2019, and this is, you know, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, all the way up to 2025, 2024, 2025. Which at this point, 2024, the amount of debt, national debt, is reported at 7.5 billion US. So that's equivalent to about roughly $15 billion Barbados money. Now, $1 million is a lot of money. You know, I mean, if we can conceptualize, maybe I'll look for it tonight and I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you. Maybe, you know, if you can envision what $1 million would look like, and you know, and then which basically it's a lot. It's a lot. It's 1,000 stacks of 1,000 bands, basically, because I guess it's like 10,000 thousand times. So if my math is correct. If my math incorrect, just inbox me. Don't make it a big scene. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. So that's what that is. That's just 1 million. So then 10 million would then be obviously 10,000 bands, because we're getting up there. So if my math is still correct, if 1 million is 1,000, then 10 million will be 10,000. Well, will be 10,000. So understand then 10,000 is a lot. Then multiply that. Then if you want now 100,000, if you want that 100 million, that would be 100,000 bands. Which I mean, the amount of it, you can imagine the amount of money that would be. Then multiply that then also by now another 100,000 10 times to get you 1 billion. I want you to envision the volume of currency. You're talking almost a pile like a house, a pile of money, probably, like a house. It's huge, like a whole dump truck kind of thing. Now multiply that by 15. So I'm trying to give you an idea. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. And of course, so I'm saying that to say that a lot of the issues affecting the young people in Barbados and throughout the Caribbean is due primarily because that old saying, the devil find work for idle hands. If there's nothing to do, then there's all day to do it in. And typically, there's a low self-esteem, lack of self-worth. They didn't do too good at school. They feel they're failures, don't care. They're too young to care. They have nothing to care about. And they get careless rather than being careful. And so other situations manipulate that. And yes, I got to admit to it. The music, the movies, a lot of it adds to the already, inflamed situation. And so we have a combination of things happening. But this debt issue, this is my thing. And this is one of the key points that I want to bring home, because at $15 billion in debt, like I said, it's okay to be developing as a quote unquote small island state, but at what cost? Like I said, the Attorney General, Mr. Dale Marshall, as a matter of integrity and a matter of failing the youths of this nation, which is the future of the nation, according to what they say, we all in together. The amount of mothers that had to bury their sons and so on and so forth. I mean, we're not responsible for a lot of things that happened before, but we are responsible for how we deal with them now that we are here addressing them. That's why I'm saying critical thinking. Like, who is really paying attention? Because as a matter of principle, he's just supposed to step down. You up on the stage laughing and joking about you had to be twisting the DP. You harassed the DPP for numbers and stuff. Like, really? Like, this ain't funny. Like, I mean, like you really should step down. That's just like the right thing to do. It's just a step down, because understand the position you find yourself in. You have absolutely done nothing for the youth of this nation other than make fun of the increase in arrests and praising the police for doing such a fabulous job. Well, the increase in arrests might not be police doing a fabulous job. It might simply mean that more people are committing crime. So more people are being arrested for the crimes they're committing, which means that the society has a serious problem. If it's going to go from 300 to 1,000 in a few years, there should be a lot. There should have been in fact, Miss Motley, I don't know if you're watching, Miss Motley. Everybody keeps saying I'm in favor of you versus Ralph, which I think is weird, quite frankly. Nevertheless, White, you might got to pull him one side and talk to him, like really serious, because it is madness, absolute madness. At $15 billion in debt, I mean, I thought, the whole thing when, like, I don't pay attention to the media that kind of way, but if these numbers are real versus, well, let me phrase that. If these are the numbers they're showing the public versus the numbers that really exist, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like I said, that link is online. It's in the comments right there. The website is right there. National Debt of Barbados. You can plug it in. The statistics are there. It's also on Politically Incorrect YouTube channel. Check it out. Check it out. Make sure you copy this link, save it, screenshot it, however you do it. Go look for it. And there's a lot more information on there as far as the GDP and whatnot. And so pay attention to it, man. Take my 1-year-old his walk, and we gonna pick dunks on what fruits is in season. I tell you, man. Barbados is most indebted in the Caribbean. Yes, it is the most indebted country in the Caribbean, and there's reasons for that. And again, like I said, the DLP coming into office. Well, let me phrase that. The party that we know as the DLP, we've been raised to affectionately look at it as the Democratic Labour Party. That is such a, don't get me wrong. I think, again, the people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Let's take a quick look at this while we can. While we can. Let me pull this up real quick, briefly. Democratic Labour Party in Barbados. In fact, I'm just going to put this link up. Go and check the rest. I just want to bring y'all attention to two things real quick. Just two things. Let me go ahead and post that link in the comments, man. Let me just post this link. No matter what they start telling you, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a politician. I'm not into politics, but I do have some questions for those who say they're looking to pull that position. The Democratic Labour Party, BLP, colloquially known as the Dems, is a political party in Barbados established in 1955. It was the ruling party. It was the ruling party from 15th of January 2008 to 24th of May 2018, but faced an electoral wipeout, I did put it, in the 2018 general election, which left it with no MPs at all. Okay, but this is where we're going down here to the history. We're going down to the history. The DLP was founded in 1955 by Earl Barrell, James Cameron Tudor, Frederick Sleepy Smith, Frederick, I guess they call him Sleepy Smith, and 26 others, although they're not mentioned. Once members of the, this is the part I want to get to. Once members of the Barbados Labour Party. You see, these 26 broke away to form this more left-leaning alternative. However, as a result of the common origin, this is the part here, the two parties have been and remain ideologically similar. That's all. That's all I wanted to say about that. In fact, hold on a minute. Let me just reposition myself here. That's all I wanted to say about that. Short and simple. However, as a result of their common origin, the two parties have been and remain ideologically similar. So why I'm saying that? Because for as long as I can remember, the political ping pong between BLP, DLP, BLP, DLP back and forth has been going on. And at 52 years old at this point, I've been seeing this long enough to say to you, please, there's no difference, because ideally they both serve the interests of the plantocracy. The youth suffer continually. They're left to carry the torch. The situation with crime and violence, we ain't got to talk about it. It's been on a trajectory upward for quite some time. It has seemingly escalated in most recent times. And my point is, to what extent? Gangs of the Caribbean. A lot of stuff is going on. Where is it going? Where is all this leading? Let me put that up here too, because I want to show you all a video right now. Like I said, some of the video, for those who now tuning in, if you weren't here earlier, I'm going to go and show some videos in a little while. Some may be a little sensitive, so just giving you a heads up. Nothing gory and nothing violent like that, but maybe even emotional for some. I want to show something. Plus, this guy, Christmas List, or whoever his name is, I don't know, but I'm going to show y'all something. I want y'all to pay attention. He said something and he did something that I thought was, anyhow, I'm going to get to that in a minute. In fact, let me go right to that. So the reason I'm saying this is to say that there's no political party that is going to save the youths, the elders, and the people of this nation they call Barbados. It is going to have to be the people who rescue the people, and full stop, point blank. I can't wait to take a look at the LP candidates that they're talking about, because man, oh man, oh man, I'm gonna have a field day. I haven't even seen them yet. I'm gonna have a field day. I mean, straight up. And I'll tell you why in a few minutes. Let me go back here to this page. Let me switch the screen. I saw you there a minute ago. There you go. Most of this money is digital in the banking system. Yeah, we've been cashless. We've been a cashless society. The minute you had your bank card with the pin where you could swipe, you ain't had to pull out no money. Yeah, well, that was cashless. So you see what they do is juxtapose it. They give you the worst extreme situation, so you will reject that. Meanwhile, they give you a subtle alternative, and you accept that, because your aim is not to get the worst, so you take what comes next. It's the same old trick, man. Same old trick. Greetings, Elder. Give thanks for that link, by the way. Definitely appreciate, love that for sure. Rastafari. Beverly, we're going. Greetings to you. That debt will never be repaid. Well, hold on now. That's an interesting statement. Not that it will never be repaid. Their plan is to put that on your children and your children's children. They don't have plans on paying it, I can tell you that. So they borrow the money, and it's really money laundering. That's all it is, money laundering. They get these loans, and what they do then basically is tax you to pay it off. Meanwhile, they take the money and subdivide it amongst themselves. Yeah. That's all that happens. So, but we in this together. So they get the money, distribute the money to the traditional families who get the contracts, and we get more tax. They get the contracts, we get more tax. The few that get the trickle off, they don't want to say nothing, because they don't want to say nothing. They like that status, so they ain't giving that up. He said, leave Dale. He is doing what cabinet or leaders of cabinet assign him to do. I like that. I'm beginning to fully get you, Pedro. I realize that your sarcasm is cynicism disguised in some humorous ways. It almost sound like the fella there just now, man. Good night to you too, Daffodil. Greetings. You think Dale acting rogue? I don't know. I don't think he acting, that's for sure. I don't think so. But what I do know is that a lot of these, I'm telling you, you go look into a lot of these so-called ministers, family, and you start digging up some roots, you're going to see that they had plantations. These are the children of those. You think that everybody who had a plantation in Barbados came from England, and when things settled, the dust settled, they all just packed up and left? They still here. They still here, man. He said, Maria, that emoji was a mistake. I am not sure what it is. I can't see emojis on my platform. Good night to you, family. Greetings. Shout out to the matriarch. Moms, good to have you joining us over there in the cold climate of the UK. Today was a good day. I want to congratulate you on your victory today. One more step closer to resolution. Good times. You see, everything is coming out. Everything is showing itself, man. That's what's up. That is what's up, man. Why do you like the BLP so much? I like this. Carson Cadogan. Here we're going on. My number on the screen. If you want to call in, you can call in. If you want to come on the live, come on the live. We can have the conversation maybe a little later on. I just want to show some videos and some stuff first. But I think I made that abundantly clear in my previous videos. It's not a like the BLP or hate the BLP. They're the ones that navigate in the system right now we call Barbados. And as simple as that. If they're right, they're right. If they're wrong, they're wrong. That goes for anybody, So I understand that that's the administrative branch of the corporation known as Barbados. So it's not a like or dislike. I know exactly who they are. So I think you might not be aware of who they are. So you look at it as if there's a BLP. I just showed you that the BLP sat down, they had a meeting like the Berlin conference and decided how to subdivide Barbados and the people of Barbados. So they created a group called the DLP, led by Mr. Barrow. That was a deliberate decision. And they got enough people, 29, I think, what was it 29? Pedro, help me, was it 29? Where that link gone? It was 26 others. That's 1, 2, 3, Yeah. Ironically, it was 29 of them. Yeah, 29 of them. How interesting. And so, yeah, you can't tell me that the BLP didn't sit down as the colonial power of the day, who were the ones that was running the affairs of the plantocracy, didn't recognize what was coming and decided to conspire amongst themselves to make this thing happen. The only folks who didn't know what was going on is the folks that was outside. Yeah. That's what happened. And the reason why they formed the DLP, because people started to become disgruntled. Talks were being had, platforms like this without the social media, but was in the social street. And they realized, listen, man, these folks talking about, X, Y, and Z, they're talking about 7, 8, 9 going in the streets and causing a problem. We need to do something. Well, tell you what, let's form another group and we're going to tell them that we're going for independence and we could control the country for ourselves. And now they could get involved and they'll have a stake in it and a piece of land. We all can aspire for a piece of land. It was a brilliant plot and a plan, but they can't trick me, Mr. Cadogan. But I give thanks nevertheless. Alex, shout to Alex Mitchell, man. Crime up more than 4%. We know what, yeah, come on, man. All they do is widen the gap between the rich and the poor. Listen, that's my whole point. Is what they're doing now is putting what Mr. Barrow created was that buffer middle class. Now what they're doing is putting people back in their class. But we ain't gonna get it till it's too late, man. We're not paying attention. Gangs of the Caribbean. It's not by chance all of a sudden that this increase in crime and violence, this is what they want. In fact, right after emancipation, this is exactly what happened. Crime increased significantly. So what they did then was they took the overseers and what they call the slave catchers, and started giving them some laws and statutes to enforce and called them the policy enforcer. They gave them policies to enforce. And over a period of time, they became the policy enforcers. Shout out to Baby Lee in the building. Why they still call labor parties? Are they actually? They are labor parties. Their sole mandate is to control the labor of the corporation, control the labor force. So they can't afford you to shut down. That's why when the BLP, the Boris Labor Party, has an event and they all get the memo in the union, the Labor Party, they all got to show up and support it. If you still want to benefit from being in that Labor Party, just like when the D's have something, well, I don't know, they still do it now. A lot of other stuff going on inside. Nevertheless, they gotta show up because they're in it together and they're folks who benefit financially from that position. So they got it. They don't have a choice. Otherwise, it's like going to church and you start paying tithe for an offering. You don't get picked for office. Same game, man. Same game. Yes, more peace. Islam to you, all the brothers and sisters. This thing deep, man. It's just a bloodline war. It's been a bloodline situation. It's the difference between the two. Been a difference. And they're going to continue to do it once the people are unaware of what's going on. They're going to continue to ride it out. I got a video here I want to show y'all, though. Like I said, the national debt is up to $15 billion. I'm rounding it off. $15 billion for those who now coming in. I showed that earlier. You may have to watch this again to see that chart. The link is in the comments for those who are interested in seeing that particular page, as well as the last video, the last link. I want to show this one right now. It's a video. It's a bit sensitive, like I said. Where do I start? Should I show this one first? Yeah, I'm gonna show this one first. I'm gonna show this one. No, not show that one first. I'm gonna show this one first. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one first. And there's a reason I'm doing this one first. Just bear with me for a second. Now, yeah, let me just do this here. Let me do this here real quick. This is compliments to the BBC, so I'm just Associated Press at this point in time. Let me just put this right here. I'm gonna put the link up as well. Let me get the link. This is the BBC. This is about a month old. It says inside a city ruled by over 100 gangs. Imagine 100 gangs they're saying in Haiti. I want y'all to pay attention to this story. Remember they had the whole Kenya Caribbean connection going over there as peacekeepers or whatever they said it was supposed to be doing. Pay attention to this video right here. Just briefly, family. Bear with me.
Between gangs vying for control. Downtown Port-au-Prince. Now the scene of daily street fighting between gangs vying for control. Wherever you look, there's evidence of the violence. Once one of the city's most populated areas, it's now a ghost town. We're with the Kenyan police on a patrol. They're here to support the Haitian forces as part of a multinational response to restore law and order. It's not long before we come under fire.
All right, let me just pause it there for a second. Now, what comes up next is a bit sensitive, so viewers' discretion is advised. I want to say that in the early. But I want you to listen to this dialogue because they were supposed to be going in to help with the situation with the gangs. Now, remember in Barbados, well, Trinidad, on the state of emergency, and they're allowing these soldiers to patrol with the police through communities. I want you all to picture this thing clearly, because what you're seeing is what is to come. And so they're saying these gangs that they can't control, they got to send these soldiers in now because the police need help. And they're selling shooters to deal with what they call shooters. Okay. But where do we draw the line? Why are we even at that level that we at the stage where we're doing this to our own people? You're going to say, well, the gangs out of hand. Why the gangs out of hand? Like, why don't we just trace it the other direction, figure out what that issue is, rather than trying to put the people under such occupation and duress? This kind of trauma. I mean, you the whole generation that's going to be completely shell shocked. There's a movie called Mad Dog. I think it's called Mad Dog. I might be the wrong name, but I think it's called Mad Dog. I would have mentioned it on here before. Maybe before the night is out, I'll look for the trailer and I'll show you. Pay attention, man. This is how it is, man. But it's a bit sensitive in a few minutes or a few seconds. But for those viewer discretion, just want to say that.
We're being shot at by a gang member from that direction. So the guys in here.
Just meters away, the few civilians that remain watch on. Then this, a human body burning in the middle of the street.
It seems the gangs were around here, so one of them was cornered and killed, and now the body was set on fire.
Okay, so what they're doing basically is they're saying now the gangs, and listen to me carefully, the gangs are, they said one of them got cornered, one of these gang members, and apparently, I guess he was wounded or whatever. And now the people or the soldiers or somebody, what they're doing is setting the bodies on fire. This is a message. Now, that reminded me of something when they had a situation in Jamaica with Dada's cook at the time, when Task Force again went down there to assist, and they were going in communities trying to find the top man who the people were protecting, because he was taking care of the community, doing what the government was supposed to be doing. So they were protecting him, and they would literally unalive people on a daily basis, and then just throw the bodies in a pile and a skip, and tell the people to send a message to him that we coming. So this kind of mindset, the things that are going on, of course, he's saying the people did this, who knows? I don't know. I'm not there. But listen to this carefully.
It's a horrifying reminder of how brutal the violence here is, in a city paralyzed by terror. Haiti is a state on the brink of total collapse. Crippled by natural disasters and poor governance, violent gangs that control much of the country are terrorizing its people. There are over 100 of them operating in Port-au-Prince alone. During our visit, one gang was responsible for the murder of 200 civilians. The commander of the force is optimistic.
I think I can tell you that Rome was not built on a day. As of today, people are celebrating.
This is the commando. He's the one in charge of the whole operation from Kenya. But listen to what he says to this reporter, and listen to what she says right afterwards. This is why this is not a joke. And the video I'm going to show you right after this should explain why she made that statement. Listen to this carefully, family.
That Rome was not built on a day. As at today, people are celebrating. And even the last 2 days, the population were demanding, they wanted now our team to extend and go to other areas and pacify. There's overwhelming support and the population are very happy.
So you came here 6 months ago with 400 of your officers. You were promised 2,500. 6 months on, no one's been deployed. Why is that?
No one.
I can tell you that MSS is a unique mission.
Unique mission. He got set up. Now, what they promised to do, remember back when we had this conversation, what they promised to fulfill, they have not fulfilled. Canada, United States, and France have not lived up to their end of the bargain. Like she said, you were promised certain things and nothing has arrived 6 months later.
Pacify. There's overwhelming support and the population are very happy.
They're very happy. Listen, he's trying to sell an idea.
So you came here 6 months ago with 400 of your officers. You were promised 2,500. 6 months on, no one's been deployed. Why is that?
I can tell you that MSS is a unique mission. It has never been done the world over. This is the first of its kind. And anything new comes with challenges. That one we have to accept.
And yet, the violence is escalating. A clear sign the Kenyan strategy is failing.
You see that, right? Although she sat with this man, he had all this good thing to say. Like she said, the strategy is failing. The violence is increasing. They're not achieving what they was hoping to achieve. Or maybe.
Human rights agencies and governments from the Americas are now appealing to the UN to launch a peacekeeping mission.
So all of a sudden now, we no longer want the coalition of black folks. Sorry, pardon me, that came out wrong. My apology. The coalition of, small island state. They don't want the Buffalo Soldiers anymore. Send the black folks to, they want the UN now to come on in. The UN to send a bunch of troops now in the Caribbean. Now, understand the bigger picture and what plans they have for the region. What does it sound like? Think of Columbus coming into Haiti, Hispaniola. Let me start putting the dots together and see the picture, family. Think about Columbus coming into Hispaniola, because the first visit was only a few. But the second voyage was 1,500 militia groups. They didn't come back with a militia group because they was trying to pick cotton and make friends with the native. They came back with the troops, man, to clean up house. And that's exactly what they did from one island to the next, Barbados being the first genocide. Clear it off completely. Flatland, it was just they ran through Barbados. Because there were folks here that allowed them to come in and do so. Yeah, families, man. In exchange for comfort. Let me go, hold on, man. Let me get to the next video, man. In fact, let me see this.
In the only public hospital still operating in Port-au-Prince, Dr. Fantilis is under immense pressure.
So we are in danger too. We can get shot. And some of the member of my staff family got shot. It's not easy for us. And sometimes we are pressured by the victim here, even from the security national forces or the gang member.
You had police officers and gang members in
Sometimes,
AA at
yes.
the same time?
Sometimes, yes.
And do they fight each other?
Sometimes, yes.
And since the Kenyan force has come, do you feel like they've made any difference to make Port-au-Prince?
Sincerely, no.
You hear what he means? He almost wanted to smile. Let me go back there, man. He almost wanted to bust out and laugh. Like, you for real, woman? You for real? Hold on, man.
You had police officers and gang members in AA at the same time?
Sometimes, yes.
And do they fight each other?
Sometimes, yes.
And since the Kenyan force has come, do you feel like they've made any difference to make Port-au-Prince?
Sincerely, no. No.
I'm gonna just leave it right there. Let me get this link right here for those who want to watch that whole video. Let me put that up for you. Sincerely, no, it made no difference. Family, this was a fail. I don't even know why then again, I shouldn't say that, because I do know why these ministers ran, because they heard about the millions that were going to be poured into it and they jumped on it. Then they sent the troops, sent a few, and they ain't sent nobody else since. They took that money though, set them Negroes up real pretty. And he out there, Mr. Commando, yes, the people that loving us, yes. Yeah, you trying to convince your family who gonna see this on YouTube. You ain't gonna tell them that you over here ducking and going, look, let me go a little further, man. I told y'all this was gonna happen, right? Let me go to the other video, man. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, man. This is the one I was gonna show first, but I decided to do it in a different order. Because I want to tell a story here that I want y'all to realize gangs of the Caribbean, what's going on in the Pine, what's going on in Trinidad, Jamaica, and I'm sure in the other territories is all by design. There's no accident this is happening. You got to realize, connect the dots. They're now calling for the UN to step in. Haiti has had a few presidents in the last few years, despite the fact that they came in with this whole, in fact, the guy they brought in when they brought in the troops, they done got rid of him and brought somebody else in too. Crazy. Now they're saying they want the UN to come down, bring the ships and all the heavy lifting so we could recapture this city. Failing state, huh? Toussaint must be rolling in his grave, man. Telling you, man. Hopefully his spirit is still alive. In fact, I should say hopefully. Let me show you his spirit is still alive. Check this out, family. Let me go into this one right here. Now, I'm jacking this from this guy called Christmas List, and I'll reserve my comments about him in a few, but I'll play a video first. In fact, I won't even say nothing. I'll just play some videos. Y'all determine this. Let's play this, man.
So some people have asked me, what's the most dangerous video I've ever filmed? Today is the day.
Most dangerous video I have ever filmed. He's been a lot of places. He's admitting that today is the day. Why is he saying that? Dodging bullets inside Haiti's gang war. Extremely dangerous is the name of this video.
So some people have asked me, what's the most dangerous video I've ever filmed? Today is the day.
Now, just as a note going into the video, again, I'm not going to play all this. I just wanted to make a point. What is being reported here, that these are some of the young men who's actually fighting against the Kenyans and all the other security forces that are there.
We're laying back waiting for the approval, but you can hear nonstop. Pop, pop.
Go forward.
Adrenaline is rushing. You feel that adrenaline rush, Eddie? So behind the camera, there's probably another 100 people with guns. Only the people with masks on are being shown.
So behind the camera, it's about another 100 individuals with artillery, defense weapons. Only the ones that face is pretty much covered is who he's going to interact with. So I want you in your mind to grasp, this is a whole army. This isn't a gang. This is an army. These are what we would consider freedom fighters. But if we let the labeling be given by those who are invading, then of course they're terrorists. Of course they're gangs. But are they really? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure a lot of stuff is going on, and we be sitting over here watching the media, the same media that told us about 9/11, the same media that told us about COVID. That's all I'm going to say about that. Bear in mind.
And the guns that we're hearing firing is the police shooting.
They're the ones shooting. You know, but the co-op cops used to live in the neighborhood. They don't like being left out. They don't like the way everything is being ran. So they put together and put a group together to fight against them.
Right.
Nous dit policiers font un groupe et puis ils fait face avec nous. C'est ça vous fait?
Oui, mais un groupe peut faire comme si c'est un groupe policier. Est-ce que ça veut dire c'est un groupe policier comme si dans Solino, un groupe policier dans Solino, c'est au même On a qui veut mettre nous en face, qui veut mettre en face solide, pas en face population, non?
Okay,
Parce que si nous sommes en face population, on va habiter dans le faire sur eux.
This is a group of police that come. Yeah, it's a group of police that come together to face them. You know, to face them. You know what I mean? But not the population. You know? Yeah, and so les policiers ont fait attention, ça veut dire qu'on a la sécurité qui a fait face avec nous parce que ils senti que nous mettons dehors.
Oui, mais pas policier, oui, mais pas policier seulement lié. Parce que t'as l'autre civil dans zone yo armé, qui toujours comme si
civilians that put together with the cops to fight against them. It's not only cops, it's other armed citizens, like, you know, other people like from the neighborhood.
Maybe they don't know this. I'm from Canada, and on the news they're saying Haiti is falling apart. Haiti is crumbling and on fire. What is the message that they have for the world?
Haiti wouldn't know movie moment konya la. Li di ki message nta gen passé nan monde là.
Haiti.
Yeah. Parle pour un pays comme ka get ka faire le pas bouge.
Ça qui m'a dit moi-même.
What he has to say, what he has to say for Haiti. Before, the country was never like this before. Okay. Today, they are in this road that they're not the ones who put them on that road. It's the government that put them in this position today, that they're in today. The message you want to send out to the world.
C'est comme si moi nous toujours dans esclavage.
It's like they're still in slavery.
Look, family, I'm not on the ground, right? I could feel the vibes, man. The youth say, look, we ain't who choose this road. They put us on this road. And like you said, it's like we still in slavery. And so, you know, I just thought it was really thought-provoking, because we always quick to rush to judgment, quick to judge, you know, the situation, not even knowing the details. And I'm saying this to my brothers and sisters across the region, especially here in Barbados. We're not at the stage where, because they were saying that a couple nights ago in the Pine, big AG, big thing, there was a bunch of barrage of bullets and shooting, all kind of stuff. They made it a big thing to the point where they need to put soldiers on the ground. What happens if this is really happening, and this has happened, and then the youths in that situation, or whomever in the situation, and they start to go shooting back and forth with each other? There are a lot of innocent people in the Pine, a lot of children, a lot of elders, a lot of women, fathers, you know, a lot. What happens then? Do we wait to this come to this level to then say what? You know, family, we got to realize we're being set up. We're being set up. We all being set up. Like he said, we didn't put ourselves in this path. These youths, most of these youths ain't got no shoes, no clothes, no food properly, but them guns cost a lot of money. A lot of money. So who's funding this? Who is supporting this? Who is putting both sides against each other? And sitting back and watching like it's a entertainment program? Who's doing that? Let me go to the other video real quick. I'm like I said, I don't want to promote this guy's thing per se, but that's interesting information. But I want to play one more video along those same lines, and let me see if I can get it correct. Let me see. I think so. Yeah, is this it right here? Is this it? Let me just check first. I just want to make sure this is it. This it? Yeah, I think this is it right here. Yeah. This is definitely not the one I'm looking for, but no, this is not it. This is not it. This is definitely not it. There was a section that I wanted to play. Is it this? It's not this one. It was another one and another one. Let me see if I can find it. I'm sure I could find it. Oh, yeah, there it is. Fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. The reason I'm playing this because what happens at the end of the video, what he says, I think is important. It I don't know. Let me just play this. Y'all can tell me what you think about it. I'll play this first, then I'll play something else. Y'all tell me what you think about it. Okay? Tell me what you think about it. The part I want to show you is, I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. I didn't see it. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Okay, well, let me just share this tab anyhow. Maybe it'll come. I didn't write the number down on the video, but it'll come. I know y'all want to know what I'm looking at, so let me just go ahead and share the screen. Just share the screen. Like, man, what you looking at? I almost heard somebody's thoughts. I'm looking at this one. This is the one he did with the barbecue. But there was a part of it that I wanted to, he said something that I thought was profound. And then he went back to play part of it. So I wanted to see if I could find it really quick. Yeah, there you go. That's it. Yeah, I found it. I found it. I found it. Now I'm going to play this part here. Let me just check the comments real quick. I don't want to miss out on folks. So can we break that word down, right? Labor and party, no comment. You know what's going on. It's not by chance though that they work in tandem, man. We just think they're different. They're not. They've been working together. It's a colony. They got to find a way to keep the colonized. So they're going to tell you whatever you need to hear to keep you colonized so that you don't catch wind of what they're really doing. Because they know the day you catch wind of what they're doing, they know it's going to look like Haiti. And they don't want that. Yeah, I said it. They know that. They don't want that. They don't want that. So, create the chaos and control it before it gets out of hand like Haiti, because they don't control that. They're trying to manipulate it. And I'm going to show you why in a second. Yellow King Emmanuel, knowledge is power. Give thanks, Lioness. Greetings to you too. I'm aware black soul, blacks into slavery. Same thing exists presently. Nothing never. That's why we don't get no reparations. That is a joke. You can't get reparations for a number of reasons. For a number of reasons. That's why they don't mind they talking about all that reparation committee, this, that, and 34. That is a joke. There's a number of reasons why you can't get reparation. There's some prerequisites you have to achieve first. So anybody who come to you talking about Pan-Africanists and reparation, this kind of talk, and they don't talk a language that comes before that discussion, then they ain't ready neither. Either they don't know or they're working on behalf of the magicians, man, to keep you and bedazzled. That's what it is. They get a loan and distribute the money amongst each other. I wonder when the citizens go to the polls and vote, what's in it for them? What's in it for them? King Alfred, you for real? What's in it for them? More taxes. I keep telling you, the elections is a poll. It's a census. They call it an election so that you are no wiser. The illusion of inclusion. You think you have a say in it, but you don't. They sit down amongst themselves and they elect amongst themselves who's going to take charge of this thing. That's how that goes. So don't get tapped with it. That's just a census to see how many people are aware of the scam. That's all it is, to keep track of the folks who are aware. Research the centillion effort, the centillion effect. Well, hold on. I like that, but hold on. I got you. That's right, Pedro. It's 29 of them, right? The BDLP, all one party politics. Greetings, Easy D family. Greetings. Barbadians, a certain class. Yeah, we know. Policy enforcers equals police force. Once we know, the French, right? Trust the French, man. And Pam is saying, us the people divided, they united. We are being played to our detriment. That's a fact. And I agree with you. Yeah, I know the BBC, oh Lord, mainstream media. I know, don't get me wrong. I know, but that's my point exactly. That's how the narrative is being told. So this is all being told to justify bringing the colonials, the European Union, peacekeeping forces like Columbus to Hispaniola. That's where I'm going with that. Because they have to sell the narrative assertive. They look at the man from Kenya, set with the man, he talking out, yes, we're doing great, people love us. And right after she said, listen, man, he in denial because it ain't working. Straight. So understand, her job is to create the illusion to justify the solution. We ain't paying attention. More soldiers, putting soldiers in the pine. Listen, family, y'all better pay attention. Pay attention, man. Pay attention. Otherwise, you're going to pay ultimate price. Attention is cheaper. All roads lead home. This is not what it seems. Trust nothing, not even the screen. Telling you. Greetings, family. Greetings, shalom, shalom, family. I want to show this part of the video that he said, though. This is what I want to show you, family.
Act hard-headed, and he goes. I mean, but now he listens.
You know,
they asked him if he go to the front line and fight. That was the question. Maybe I should go back a bit.
Right now,
He hasn't been going for a while. They told him to stay back.
Yeah, we were.
See, his soldiers don't want him to go.
Yeah, he said his soldiers don't want him to go. And no, I'm not interpreting. I might be hearing it from the interpreter a little clearer than you. I don't know.
Monsieur consider him comme symbole bataille m'a mené.
He said that his boys consider him as the symbol of the fight that he's
chaque lè même qu'on fait incrédule malé mais au même pas
he sometimes he act hard-headed and he goes. I mean, but now he listens.
You know, we went to the front lines in Bel Air. And we were stuck getting shot at for 2 hours. And for me, very scary. But the men, the Haitian men with the guns, they said,
listen to what he's about to say. He said like he was scared and everything. That's fine. Listen to what he says about the Haitian men that he came across in the front line, which is this same young men, the group of 100 or so young men. And I guess is what he's referring to. Perhaps others. Like I said, I wasn't there, but listen to this carefully.
The Haitian men with the guns, they said they're willing to give their life.
The message he wants to send out to the world.
C'est comme si moi nous toujours dans esclavage.
Just like they're still in slavery. He would like for the country to be free today.
Et pour pays à délibérer, moi c'est pas la force sénégalaise qui pouvait délibérer pays.
Yeah, you see, for the country to be free, it has to be armed people to fight to free the country.
Are everyone here willing to give their life?
For
this?
Yes.
Is everybody here willing to give their life? And they all said, yeah, they're fighting for freedom. I don't think we really grasp what's really going on in Haiti. I would love to go to Haiti right now. Like, so serious. I'm itching to see if I can go hop on a flight. But let me get to the other part of this video that concerns me. Now,
the chef, the boss, not only the neighborhood, but of Haiti right now.
She doesn't like when they call him the boss.
Chef.
Monsieur Miller, mon serviteur.
like when they call him a servant. Somebody that's helping.
Right.
Servant.
So, boss.
He said, call me a servant. Don't call me no boss, a servant. He said the boss is who created all this mess.
It's okay.
C'est boss qui met Haïti,
The bosses are the ones that put Haiti in this state.
Ah, non, même nous, c'est mon qui a aidé.
The boss is who put Haiti in this state.
Without our help.
Yeah. So my last
He said, I'm just here to help.
request is a photo. We're going to end the video now. Thank you.
So the video ends at this point. He's finished. But listen a second. He pauses. They do a little picture, a little photo.
As I upload today's video.
Hold on. Let me go back. I want y'all to listen to this. If you're now tuning in, if you haven't heard it yet, stick around for a few seconds. Don't go yet. Listen to what he's about to say after he ends the video with this man. Now, keep in mind, folks came from Kenya, all over the world, coalitions, America, France, Canada, looking for this man right here. Somehow he managed to find him. And they walk around the community where he's located. And he even said it. Look, at one point, in fact, let me go set the stage really quick. Let me set the stage really quick. Let me see if I can get that point again. At that spot, he said, let me see if I can find it. I'm going to find it. See if I can find it. I'm going to find it. He asked him about, how he feels in this community. And he was explaining to him that I feel safe. I'm with my people. I feel safe. I have nothing to worry about. He even said, look, I don't have no gun, no vest, no nothing. Anyhow, maybe you could watch that if y'all want to watch that. Maybe you can. I won't even go back. But that's what he was talking about. He felt safe. But they did a walk around this community. Now, I'm always concerned about that with this individual. I don't know the guy, met him once, whatever. Whatever. But I'm just a bit curious because listen what he says though. Let me just play this part first.
As I upload today's video, I'm in sadness. Chaos has taken over Haiti. I left only 24 hours ago. The airport is closed. Pandemonium has taken over the streets. Flights are no longer going in or out of Haiti. And I hope and pray that peace can be found for those that live in the dangerous areas of Port-au-Prince.
Let me say this, man. From my understanding, they managed to somehow find barbecue. From what I was told, he got, maybe he might have been, I have not confirmed this yet. I haven't seen any footage, haven't heard anything, but I think he was injured slightly in whatever altercation they had. Whatever happened, I don't know. I just thought it was real interesting, Yeah, propaganda, huh? Nah, man. There's things that we don't yet understand about who we're dealing with as a people. And, I come on here and I share based on what life has taught me, the information that I was exposed to. And I share it because, I share it because, let me get this video because I know this video right here gonna be some drama. Let me find one. In fact, I ain't gotta even find it. Let me just go back here. Let me play this one in the meantime, and I'll bring that one up. Let me play this one now. Like I said, I reserve my thoughts, but let me play this one real quick. Y'all can tell me what you think. I won't play all of it. I'll play part of it. That was disturbing, right? I know that, D. We're going to touch on that in a minute. Let me play this first. Let me play this one here first. I mentioned this before, right?
Years ago, some cats in the U.S. government put together a stealthy and somewhat sinister op. COINTELPRO was the name of the game, short for Counterintelligence Program. This wasn't your everyday intelligence affair, no sir. Run by the FBI from 56 and 71, this program was all about disrupting the flow of domestic political organizations that the agency saw as potential threats. The key focus was groups fighting for social and racial justice, like the Civil Rights Movement, Black Panther Party, and American Indian Movement. This wasn't a watch from a safe distance kind of play. The FBI wasn't using common tricks in the book like public surveillance, infiltration, bogus mail, and legal pressure either. Instead, they went after some famously controversial steps like assassinations, push for imprisonment, and heavy public shaming, all aimed to tear these organizations apart. There ain't any nice way to put it. Things were getting dirty. As you can imagine, there was a lot of back and forth once the public caught wind. News media, political pundits, and legal eagles. Everyone had something to say. Some folks don't have faith in government to begin with, and this just poured fuel on the fire. There were those who saw it as a necessary step to national security, but there were plenty more who were fuming over this breach of citizen rights. Activists accused the government of targeting innocent people and using undemocratic methods to maintain power. Diving into the details doesn't paint a pretty picture either. Records show that over 85% of COINTELPRO's focus was on suppressive actions, mostly targeting Black leaders, their organizations, and anyone involved. And the rest, about 15% or so, was on spying, infiltrating, the usual cloak and dagger stuff. Oh, and the peeps at the top, they knew all about it too. What started as a national security step became an attack on political dissent.
What started as a let me go back a bit, man.
Cloak and dagger stuff. Oh, and the peeps at the top, they knew all about it too. What started as a national security step became an attack on political dissent, something the diehard democracy folks were outright against. When the dust settled, the cards were on the table. The government's actions were outright unethical, and in some cases illegal. But the damage was already done. Many people's lives were upturned, reputations tarnished forever, and some lost their lives caught in this ugly web. It was a battle of power and control, and the little guys faced the brunt. Despite the public outcry and legal battles, not many in power faced repercussions. But here's the thing, it's not over, not by a long shot. A lot of people say that COINTELPRO is going strong, but under different names now, more refined, more covert, more detrimental. And that's where the conversation is really at, about how far a government can and should go in thwarting perceived threats, especially when the cost borne is mostly by its own people. It brings up questions about the purpose of government, about the rights of the people, and about how justice looks like in action. In the end, the truth is harsher and more alarming than any spy novel. On one hand, you've got the struggle for power, control, and fear of change. On the other, you've got human rights, freedom of speech, and social justice. Between life and liberty, it's a thin line to walk. And that's the story of COINTELPRO.
And that's the story of COINTELPRO. COINTELPRO. BBC covered it. Jimmy Savile, yes, you know how it is. They know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing, family. And this is why I say, I don't know, you know. I'm not saying that I don't know. He just happened to leave, and as soon as he leave, all hell breaks loose. And they seemingly know where to go and how to do what they got to do. But anyhow, we're not there, so we're just observers from the outside, but it looks like COINTELPRO all over again. And, you know, all over again. And the video I wanted to play before I was going to play that one was actually a clip by Swami talking about this guy. Let me just let this play real quick so I could enlarge this. Hang on.
You know where's your crazy side?
Tell me. If I'm pushed into a corner.
Listen to where's your crazy side.
Tell me.
You going deep into all these hoods, dangerous hoods by yourself.
Yeah.
He's a crazy guy.
Nah.
Not anybody. All right.
It's
so
calculated.
No.
He said that they're calculated.
Calculated risk.
Listen.
Yeah.
Calculated risks.
Anybody in the world going and just pick up the cell and do that?
Not normally, no.
Right.
Right.
So you have a crazy side.
No, but crazy is not the word I'm looking for.
He said, I'm not crazy.
Crazy.
Nah.
Yeah, it's just not
calculated. Calculated.
He says calculated.
Crazy.
Maybe a little
sometimes
bit. Maybe a little
it has use a calculator and it'll still be wrong.
Yeah.
So your calculation could be off. It's crazy.
100%.
The calculation could be off, right? Crazy, huh? Family, all I'm saying, COINTELPRO. I don't know who this guy is or isn't. That's not my position. My point is, I don't know, man. I don't know. Gangs in the Caribbean, I think we are being misled. We told you crime in Barbados and youth this and youth that. I think, again, this weekend we had some more incidences, people about robberies and stuff. I mean, this is all directly connected to $15 billion in national debt. We could act as if we don't want to. We don't want to discuss that all we like. The reality is, them numbers is real. Them numbers right there on the screen is real. That money is real. And so when you got that kind of debt, and it's projected to pretty much stay that way. In fact, they said by 2029, it might be down a little bit, but it's still up there 7 point something. Now, bear in mind, that's a projection. There's no telling if, they're going to stick to that. That might increase for all we know. For all we know, it might increase. It shows a steady decline for the next 4 years, slight decline from 5.1 to 2.8, according to the projection. But everybody knowing business projections are just that, what we would like to achieve. But what we actually achieve is a different conversation. So we're going to see where this goes in a few. But I'm telling you, the issue with crime in Barbados, the issue with these so-called gangs in Barbados is directly connected to the fact that there's $15 billion wrapped around the necks of the future of this nation, which is the youth of this nation. And I hope y'all think that y'all gonna get your pension and your, that stuff out when you get down the road. You got another thing coming. Because if they gotta snatch your money and then give you that in bonds 5 years later, hoping that you die between now and then, because national insurance don't pay out to your family. They keep that. So they're really hoping you die before you collect. And even if you can collect, they're hoping that what you collect is way less than you gave in, because they don't have plans on giving you back any of that. There's an Israel Medical Group or organ harvesting. I mean, all kind of stuff is going on, Easy D. Jacqueline is shouting you. Haiti still owed a debt to France. I think they paid that off, but in reality, France should be giving back that money back to Haiti. He's a laser pointer. Yeah, right. That is crazy. That's all he is. Columbus and his gangs got rid of the original people, brown people. It looked like it time to get rid of the slave descendants, black people, whitening up the Caribbean. I like how you put that, whitening up the Caribbean. That is so crazy. How Haiti get the capital to get arms. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. How Haiti get the capital to get arms to take over the capital, right? I like that. I like that. They say, well, they don't have nothing else. Like the youth said, though, they put us in this position. Now, I don't doubt there's some doing damage in the name of gangs that are working COINTEL, the agent provocateurs that are really some of the same so-called soldiers that went there. They'll dress up like the gangs, go commit crime to make the people hate the gangs even more, to create allies in the people, when in reality is just, problem, reaction, solution. But I'm glad for the youths that holding firm, man. Like, they really fighting for a cause. Anybody could be vexed with them, and no different from any freedom fighter throughout the course of history. Unfortunately, the youth is who inherit the revolution every time. And these bigger heads that create the problems, I mean, they're getting fat in their offices. And crazy as it is. He said, I disagree. I believe we can get reparations. I thank you for disagreeing, Easy D. Unfortunately, one of the things we got to be cognizant of is law. The same law we're talking about. Unfortunately, you can only get reparations the way the law is set up if it's not retroactive, in a sense where, at the time, slavery was legal. It was law. So you could only get reparation if they violated the law or violated your rights. according to how they got it set up. That's why the Jews, everybody else got what they did, because it was a violation of established laws. At the time, they looked at Africans, 3/5 human, you were cattle. You weren't even, it was law to enslave you. It was law to treat you that way. It was law all along. It was legal to do all those things to you. So because it was legal, that's the clause. That's why not paying it any attention, because according to the documents in the UN and these other places that look at it internationally, human rights and whatnot, but it wasn't violating your human rights. You didn't have any. So that's the thing. So you got to first have a redress of grievance before you could talk reparation. The only way you're going to get reparation is to have a redress of grievance. Somebody got to get up and say, look, yes, we did a wrong this, and we acknowledge the wrong, and we're willing to do this. Apart from that, nothing going to happen. There's no statutory body that's going to agree to that, because at the time it was legal. And that's where we've been spinning a tot in mud all along, because these folks either don't know that's the direction they should go in, or they don't want you to know so that you don't go that direction. Keep talking about reparations. It ain't going to come. Especially if you're still on the plantation and the situation hasn't really changed. You think it's been changed. That's the problem. You think you're free. You ain't free. You ain't free at all, man. Your brother said he's a snake. He's a snake. Laser pointer. I like that. He's a snake. But I don't know, man. I just played the two of them. I just played the two. His video, I've never seen him do that on any other video. The thing is, man, I don't want to even start pointing fingers. He was in Trinidad too. Don't forget. Right after he left Trinidad, what happened? In fact, he got confiscated. Well, allegedly he was incarcerated. He was kidnapped by the security forces. I guess they took his camera and whatnot. They took all his footage, probably copied it. Right afterwards, they went up in these same communities with these youths, and Trinidad became what? State of emergency. Right after. And he came to Barbados, went to the Pine. Right after he left the Pine, soldiers in the Pine. I don't know, family. I'm just saying it ain't. I don't know, Mr. Christmas List. I'm just saying I don't know. If I was you, I would relook this thing, because it looked like every time you leave someplace, the feds fall up. I mean, the feds fall in line. It ain't looking good, man. If I was you, I would really start reconsidering going some places, because if folks catch on to this, man, I don't know. I don't know. You ever sworn me tell you, right? You're a crazy guy. Who does that? Huh? I don't know. Mainstream media. Said Jimmy also had royal connections. I don't doubt it. Greetings, Thelma. Greetings to you and the family, all the way from the north to the south. You know who I mean. Shout to ATL. They control opposition. Ooh. Now, I hope you ain't suggesting opposition as in opposition, because I ain't mentioned the name of he who should not be mentioned in a while. That's why they pardoned Garvey. Okay. You see that? Because they know what they did to Garvey and the Garveyites at the time with all that mail fraud and in-house divisions. They're the ones behind it. J. Edgar Hoover. He ain't shown the shutters when he was here. Well, I gonna say this, man. I like to give Barbados a bit more credit, have a bit more wisdom, not to put themselves out there. I mean, I seen one or two the Barbados footage. I seen a few clips, but who know, who don't know. So I gonna leave it at that. But shout to the family, man. Y'all know who you be. Straight up, man. He met with a minister. You know what? I ain't even going to touch that. Pedro, I ain't even going to touch that. I don't know which minister he met with. But, hey. You see, that debt has interest. It's not free money. It's free money for them. The interest comes as more tax down the road for the people. Lord have mercy. Wow, our Barbadians. I am telling you, Thelma, I'm just saying, all over the Caribbean, we even going to pull Jamaica into this, because we start looking at Jamaica, because he went to Jamaica too, by the way. I'm just saying, but anyhow, let me leave that alone, because do I have another one here? Do I have one more? I'm gonna leave that one to, yeah, I'm gonna leave that one. I'm gonna leave that one. They cannot get that repaid no time soon. Nah, that's the children. That's about 3 generations right there, because they said that they're gonna be able to pay this off roughly about what they said, 20. The projection is 2035. They should have the GPD down to under 100%. I don't know. 100 points or something like that is a language. I could be wrong, and somebody could correct me. Is it still law today because we haven't moved from slavery? Some are still mentally enslaved. Well, that's just it. That's just it. So the damage, like he said, it was already done. You can't undo that until we start to address it. And we are not addressing it. This is why I'm saying that this situation with the youth and crime and violence isn't random, family. Do not kid yourself. It is not random. It's by design. The question is, who is the designer? Because these politicians are not putting Dale Marshall. They're not doing Cheryl Willoughby. Yes, I'm calling these names because I see them trying to do all the different little things right now. That's all distraction. They're bringing attention to a situation that they've been knew about. Like I said, we met with all of them. All of them. Over a decade ago, ringing the alarm or ringing the bell like, yo, y'all got to get a grip of this, man. They was like, nah, we good. We got it. We got it. We was looking at it all wrong. They definitely got it. They got it to the point where they wanted to justify what they want to do next. They following a script. They following a script, family. That's just the bottom line, man. So listen, if you got children, family, young men, if you're a mother, father, husband and wife, granny, caretaker, guardian, whatever, and you got children, get them a policy. Put a life insurance policy on their life. Do what I tell you. Put a policy on their life. One thing they don't want to do is start dishing out money. That's for sure. You got a young man in your family, put a policy on his life. Yeah, let me change the game, man. Change the game. Shout to Godspeed, just land. Just land, easy so, easy so. He said kidnap or charge. I thought he was charged. I don't know what happened. I know they would have took that footage, and I know that right after that, they ran up in there with a list trying to get certain people. I don't know if they got certain people, but a lot of things happened in Trinidad to the point where the youth was like, nah, though, we gonna push back against this. And then it's a state of emergency. I'm just saying. Yeah, go check it out from the top, man. You're gonna find it quite interesting, Jason. The deputy, not the sheriff. Oh, man. 60%. 60%. I hear that. Who is brains behind it? I like that. And that's, I don't know. We could question that. We have to start planning, cut down, import. Our kids will suffer trying to pay the debt. Listen, I want to go back to this real quick. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad the spirit works. I did a video. Let me go here real quick. I did a program Friday, first Friday that this, and it was dealing with the, let me just go to the screen. Hang on a second. Let me go here. So this is politically incorrect page for those who don't know. Make sure you subscribe to the page. Click that little like button, you know, the whole algorithm thing. Y'all do your part, I'm doing mine. Tell a friend to tell a friend, share it with your peoples. I did a video, where was it? Oh, here it is. With Miss Moore Says 21 Days or Land for Sale. And I've gotten a lot of calls on that. A lot of calls on that. And, which I give thanks to those who actually took it and shared it. And because a lot of information was given out that's very important, very relevant. But one of the things I want, wait, let me turn that down a bit. I wanted to touch on was I got some comments down here. Some folks made some comments, and I thought it was really interesting. Somebody had said something about, where was it? Where was it? Where don't want to request instead of harassing I would more. Don't want the people borrow with us pay taxes, don't know all. Right, oh yeah, okay. Yeah. This was one here by a guy named Richard Mears. He said, "Don't the people of Barbados pay taxes? You all can clear the land for free because you all ain't doing anything else for the people. You talking about health, fix the QEH, and fix QEH. Am I right?" And I thought that was interesting. Somebody else talked about the import bill as well. For me personally speaking, family, I like it. I appreciate those who do put a comment and share, because a lot of good ideas I realize are in the comments. I don't get to go there as often, but when I do, I'd be amazed sometimes at the train of thought that some folks be having. Although they like to shadow ban this page and block it and do all kind of stuff, like I told you, there are people who are sitting down on a daily basis. Their sole mission is to watch the videos, past and present, and report them. I get messages all the time. It's like, unbelievable, a video from 2021. I'm like, was I even on in 2021? Like, y'all gotta be kidding me. But I love it because it means that somebody's paying attention. Somebody's learning. So although your job is to shut it down and report, I know you're learning. So it's only a matter of time before you flip. Seeds planted on good soil will germinate and bring forth fruit in due season. See? Whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. We ain't worried about it. But that video, if you haven't seen, like I said, go check that out. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Yeah, that was what's up. That, in fact, wait a minute. I just realized it was. Let me shut that off. Where we at? Here we go. Yeah, family. So that's basically my 2 cents for now. Like I said, just my thoughts, family. Gangs of the Caribbean. They know gangs, man. A lot of youths are just defending their space. Yes, a lot of youths make unwise decisions and they do things that they should not do. It is abnormal behavior. It's a sign that there's something mentally wrong going on. Yes, the music is a factor of it. I know they said that Cartel is coming. Somebody asked me if I could go into the Cartel show, which I thought was interesting because it was I felt a bit like a hypocrite, because I remember when Biap tried to bring Cartel to Barbados at the time, it was Cartel and Movado. To talk, the thing is, we were bringing both of them, although they had promoted certain culture and these songs and whatnot. It's no different than movies. So although we want to ban Cartel certain music, in reality, they play the music on the radio all the time. They show all kind of movies on the TV all the time. CBC and Direct TV and whatever else. They promote this. So at the time, our thing was it can't be an issue. So we're going to bring them both so they could talk to the youth, show the youth that we're not really enemies. It's just entertainment. And would have been, it might have said it would have made a difference. And we know this for a fact. It would have made a difference. They told us no. We can't bring them. Well, they told us yes, actually. David Thompson, he told us yes, but he rests accordingly. They told us yes, but then, that, anyhow, it ended up being a no and back and forth and all kind of stuff. So here's it now, like, time later, and it's like, would I go? I don't have an interest in going at this point, but they're bringing him now, and it's like, imagine that, boy, they fought us over that tooth and nail. Here it is now, it's like, okay, no problem. It's like, perhaps he'll come and sing only his conscious music, because he has a lot of positive lyrics, but he also has some damaging lyrics. But in reality, he without sin, we all done do things in the past that we may look back and be not proud of, but that may not be who we are anymore. We might have grown and matured and put away childish things. I'd like to think that after doing so many years in the system, he's in a better place. I don't know. But yeah, the music is a factor, man. But the youths reflect the society they live in. So as much as people don't like the music is part of the culture. But the question is, which one shaped the culture? Did the music shape the culture, or did the culture shape the music? Which came first? Well, we don't know which one came first. We know which one is here. Unless we change that narrative as a people, start feeding our children better foods, like Thelma was saying, with nutrients in it to feed the brain and develop them accordingly, with a better education system and everything else to go into society. There ain't no hope on the horizon, family. We're deluding ourselves. Go watch Mad Dog. The movie called Mad Dog, man. I agree with you, Emmanuel. Have to look into that. Just take a look at it, family. You said you pinched some nerves, Ras. I don't know if I pinched nerves. Wait, what do you mean by that, Pedro? Wait, hold on. You just can't say that. No, it's all about economics, but there should be a red line. I honestly gonna tell you this, right, family? We don't look right now. We on the brink of a crisis. I'm gonna give you one scenario. Right now, we got the government talking about all over the world, digital currency, digital ID, this kind of information we're being told. We're being fed into the smartphone, tablets, TVs, cameras everywhere. Everywhere. It's like really crazy, man. I see everywhere you've seen cameras. Before it used to be certain hype, the embassy, government buildings, and banks, and that was a norm. You could kind of understand why. Now they're everywhere. We're like literally under surveillance 24/7. 24/7. And so we've created a state of surveillance, man. Literally, our phones, everything is watching. But guess what? We living in science and technology. Government promoting science and technology. You got ministers in charge of science and technology that don't know nothing about the science of technology, let alone technology and science. So we're being pushed into AI and robotics and this kind of stuff. Right now, China has a place, it's called Shen, I ain't gonna pronounce it. I was trying. Shen something or the other. Google China robotics. They got a whole city that's dedicated to just developing and building robotics. Hundreds of companies manufacturing robotics. Hundreds. Way advanced than the West. So between this technology and science as a people and the government spearheading this and pushing us in this direction, even though the government themselves do not understand the direction we're going in, it's like, well, wait a minute. It's like the cell phones, like TikTok and social media when it first came out. Now the young people, we're seeing the damage it has caused the youth. But at the time, we bought into it. We didn't put the regulations in place. We now doing it after the fact. And guess what? We living in a science and technological time where we don't even understand that. And as a people who don't understand that, unfortunately, where is this going? Where is it going, family? The movie is called Minority Report. I'm telling you, man, enemy of the state. I'm telling you, man, we have no idea where we're going with this thing, but we just going on. We're busy partying and having fun. We gathering, so they tell us. No, we ain't gathering. Folks about to be deported. That's what's happening. All kind of stuff happening. You ain't got to come home. You about to get shipped home. Remember when Trump first came in and he didn't last long enough, then COVID came and a lot of stuff changed and he's back now. Guess what? All part of a plan. And although Trump is part of this system, the system knows it has to correct itself. Because if it doesn't correct itself, we're going to correct it. So in order to maintain control, it has to appear as though it is correcting itself. So in this space right here, where they placed him to do a lot of the damage that they need doing, pull down the media that has been spreading propaganda and fake news and lies, God knows what else, and all different industries, the feds, and all this COINTEL, all these things that they looking to pull down, make it look like we are really going to fix this. All this wrong was done, all illegally and whatnot. Yeah, he about to send home 8 million civil servants. Crazy. I wonder if Barbados is going to send home all the civil servants and hire new people as well. Crazy. Listen here, family. Pay attention. As far as my youths, hold firm, get in tune, know yourself, take care of your communities and the people in the community, protect the youth, protect the women, protect the elders. Y'all know the oath. Stay true to the oath and keep the faith, man. Words in the music, that's right. They bring down soul and reggae. When reggae is the consciousness. Shout to Armageddon. Shout to the whole Akka. Conscious Wednesdays. We did it. We proved it already. We literally proved it already. And the thing is, Miss Montley, someone challenged me on Friday and said, don't call your name. Miss Montley, prime servant. I remember the same Conscious Wednesdays, we were up in the Pine. You remember that night? when Armageddon, the wheels make it happen and bring the whole community together, the whole plane under one roof. Shout out to Academic for allowing that to happen, and all those that made it happen. I remember I see you and the sister walking in when we was walking out. I thought that was most interesting. Don't forget, we done did this already, so we have the ability to do it again. It's time you clean up your house too. That's all I got to say about that. But no. For someone, person to scout your videos for a takedown. I think I missed. Oh, okay. Oh, I pinched some nerves. I got you, Pedro. I got you. It could be that, Pedro. Honestly, it could be the fact that the way I look at it is like this, man. You know, who's supposed to see? Because I know that this ain't for everyone. You know, like I overs why some, because I ain't gonna. I always try to be politically incorrect, you know, because my aim is never to offend. But the truth is an offense, and I'm okay with that. But I'm never here looking to offend someone. I may say something that someone may take offensive. You know, like I bring up, for example, we speak on Fred Corbin. Like Fred Corbin had never been on this platform. I've never played a video or a voice note. I don't think I have. And that's not because I don't acknowledge what he does. I see what he does. For the most part, I'm aware of a lot of stuff he talks about. But I don't promote that in that regard because I don't generally hear Mr. Corbin speaking about solutions. I mean, other than get rid of the government, but that isn't going to fix the larger picture. So they'll simply put somebody else there to do the same, to continue the agenda. So my thing is empower the people. Yes, give them knowledge, but let's discuss some viable solutions. Let's spend more time discussing the solutions, acknowledging the problem, discussing the solutions and how to implement these plans, because we just can't sit on our hands and say the sky is falling. Like, I mean, that's just not my approach. But if someone take offense to that and feel a way about that, I can't stop that. You know, it's just my point of view. And so, they feel some type of way. They got to ask themselves why they feel some type of way about what I said. You know, I didn't feel a way about what they say. They said what they said. So how can they not catch the shooters? Perhaps they need facial recognition. Sometimes you got to realize that, they themselves might be the shooters. You ever thought of that? Like in Chicago or West Coast, when they had these same gangs, what some would do is the agents would put on red and go in a Crip neighborhood and who wears blue and put in some work, and then put on some blue and go into a blood neighborhood and then put in some work so that it would look like they do it. But all along, it was them. You got some folks that go to have a protest, peaceful protest, and all of a sudden, individuals show up with a little mask on and they pelting bottles and breaking windows and they start a full-fledged riot. Then the police get involved with riot gear, tear gas. And the truth is, if you look at those who started pelting stuff, they be the police too. Agent provocateurs, I think is the term they use. So we can't always accept all that we see as what we see. We got to realize that, because they said something, don't mean that's what it is. That's what a young man said. Right now, it's like we still enslaved, man. Like, this is crazy. Easy D laughing. I know. I gotta leave that LOL, man. If I remember WorldCoin, not really. I don't remember the details of it, Sean. You had to send me some links. A lot of AI and crypto donors is backing Trump. Of course, they backing Trump. These guys are billionaires. They're looking at how to make money. They're not looking at running the government for the sake of running the government. They run this like a business. How are we gonna make a profit? We start making cuts, start saving more money, and shuttling it in direction where we could benefit. That's what's going on. So whoever at the table could get the spill off, and that's how this gonna work. So one good thing Trump did, he shut down U.S. aid. They were the ones that financed those NGOs and the color revolution. and regime change around the world. That's a good thing. Man, again, right? They, like I said, it looked like he doing a good deed. You know how a tsunami works? I know they have the earthquake in the middle of the ocean, and you know this whole wave will start, and then the energy start to ripple and ripple and ripple, and as it gets closer to the shore, it starts to suck everything in, like a breath, like inhale. It starts to inhale. You know, a boxer that plans on knocking you out isn't knocking you out when he's exhaling. When he inhales the energy, he releases it in the punch. So it isn't just flinging hands wildly. There's a reason why he's pulling in a lot of these different agencies. If you think this is the end, this is only the beginning. He was given time for 3.5 years. What it says, 3.5 years? Let's see. Let's see if that's prophecy. Oh man, so they fake unalive him because, you know, throw the whole country in a tizzy. Anyhow, family. Good night, family. Greetings, brethren. Greetings, greetings to each and every one. Shout out to you too, Empress. January 6th was the feds. Oh man. Christmas list like Sean Penn and El Chapo. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. Something. I never had no Christmas list anyhow. We ain't into Christmas. Well, I give thanks to you, Violet. Violet shouted me out. You know, get home from work. Glad to hear that. I appreciate love that. Yeah, I give thanks for the message this early rise this morning as well. I thank you for sharing. You mentioned work on in the older video, the same company behind Open Air. Okay, got you. All right, got you. In fact, we did a video on that. I have to pull that up too. There's so many videos right now, not even funny, family. Like I'm telling y'all, there's just so much information. You cannot say you have not been told. You could say that you didn't see it. Good night to you too, family. You can't say that it has not been said. So that's it, man. It's kind of late. Right now is after 11. That wasn't the plan. It's Monday, Money Making Monday. Folks got to go to work in the AM. So let me just wrap this up. I got a tune for the youths. I'm gonna drop that real quick. Just a message. Something a little different. New but different. Jack Cullen, shout me. Let's see if we could connect this week at some point in time. Y'all already know why. But give thanks, family. Like I said, man, we got to start paying attention. Technology, the COINTEL operations, they have new names, but they're still going. I just think we got to, if we look at all the islands and what's happening right now in the Caribbean, it is obvious. And the more troops they bring, they got America boots down Trinidad. They want to bring America boots in Jamaica to help with the gangs. They want to bring America boots in St. Kitts, probably St. Kitts, man. They want to bring America boots now in Haiti, well, the UN now in Haiti, Hispaniola. So when they got all this military presence in the region, what's next? Like, really, family, pay attention. So they pay attention, family. I'm just saying, family, pay attention, right? Love you all. Be good. Stay wise. Stay vigilant. And keep loving each other. Plant food. We got to do a program on food soon. Elder Bishai, where you at? We got to do a program on the food, man. We got to. Pay attention. Let me drop this message real quick here in a minute. Talk music, right, Elder? Talk music, right? I got a message right here. Listen to the lyrics, man.
Whoa. This one is from the generation. Oh, yes. I'm on a track from foundation. And this is my motivation for the younger generation. Oh, yeah. The old school rules.
Learn the old school rules, man.
You better respect those icons who were before. Principles they've laid down, you cannot ignore. Study your history so that you can be sure and make your future secure. Follow the tradition that they have laid and show respect for the sacrifice they made. In the old school, the old.
Listen, man, I had to pull that one, man. I know a lot of folks on here may not listen to reggae music for different reasons, and I don't blame you because some of the messages is just crazy. I want y'all to listen to this message though, man. Listen to the lyrics, man, and even download the music. I put the link right there. You know, put this in your ride in the morning when you can't, you're trailing to school. On a little meditation, man. Sometimes the music on the radio, all that spin pooch music and all that foolishness, it's just madness, man. And that energy in the minds of the youths don't help. So this, like a farmer, right? You gotta sow good seeds and good soil, man. The youths is fertile soil, so sow good seeds in their minds, man. Positive vibration, strictly family.
Whoa.
Message generation.
This one is from the generation.
Generation.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm on a track from foundation. And this is my motivation. Oh, for the younger generation. Oh, yeah. The old school rule. The old school rule. You better respect those icons who were before. Principles they've laid down, you cannot ignore. Study your history so that you can be sure and make your future secure. Follow the tradition that they have laid and show respect for the sacrifice they made. In the old school rule, the old school rule. Follow the old school rule. Follow them at the old school rule. At the old school rule. The old school rule. The old school rule. I say honor your parents that the days may be long. This is a promise to everyone. How come these youth just don't understand? They're living in this false illusion. I build your cars for like a trash compound. Careful of the river, though it don't make no sound. You better think twice before you dive and drown. Like the greedy dog, we're losing bound. At the old school rule. The old school rule. Now live the old school rule. The old school rule. I say, my dear mama Sophie used to tell me, if you spread your bed hard, you sleep hard. That's why so much body end up on my mom. And the youths, them are dead like dog. And them tell themselves them have to go on. And they don't want to live in one accord. By the old school rule. The old school rule. Now live the old school rule. The old school rule. And the old school rule. You see, we now fight the generation, and we now criticize them creation. But we wonder about their sense of direction, because I see that they're heading to destruction, and they don't want to follow instruction of the old school rule. And the old school rule. The old school rule. And the old school rule.
Old school rule, man. Love the energy, man. Love the energy. Luciana, bring that tune for us. Give thanks, Elder, for the message in the song, man. At least the last the first Empress was there, man and family. You know, as you want perfect balance. Again, give thanks for your time, your energy, and synergy. For those who stayed, for those who watch it on the replay, it's all love and light. Make sure you like, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. You know how we do this thing. Yeah, man, but pay attention, family. Pay attention. And in fact, Wednesday we're going to touch on this health. We're going to discuss this thing with health and food. We got to get into it. So we see we could pull the L across. For sure. See if we can connect some dots. All right. Y'all have an upful and joyful evening. Rest well. And Luciano gonna bring us out to this area.
We the dog, we're losing, but the old school rule. The old school rule. Now live the old school rule. The old school rule. I say, my dear mama Sophie used to tell me, if you spread your bed hard, you sleep hard. That's why so much body end up on a mob. And the youths, them are dead like dog. And them tell them, say them have to go on. And they don't want to live in one accord. But the old school rule. The old school rule. Now live the old school rule. The old school rule. And the old school rule. You see, we now fight the generation. And we now criticize them creation. But we wonder about the sense of direction. Because I see that they're heading to destruction. And they don't want to follow instruction of the old school rule.